Hey guys, I'm John P.
And I'm Callie Lewis. It is time to be a kid again with the Urbantrike. Welcome to Geek Beat.
Well, welcome to another episode of Geek Beat.
I am super excited about this project.
I kind of started this show like it was some kind of a television show or something.
I thought that you were maybe a BBC reporter, but without the accent.
Welcome to another episode of Geek Beat.
Maybe a murder mystery show?
Maybe. I don't know what it is.
I hope it's not a murder mystery because I want to go the opposite direction and have some fun.
We are going to have fun today because if there's anything that I like more than welding and metal crafting, it's turning stuff like that into usable objects that are awesome and cool.
Maybe we should get our guest on to talk about what that is.
We should
and what he
indeed.
did with all that metal stuff.
Welcome everyone. Welcome Mike from Urbantrike.
Thanks
Hey,
for
guys.
joining us.
So
what is Urbantrike exactly?
What is Urbantrike? It's a three-wheeled portal to your childhood.
nice.
Nice, I like how he talks. So it is sitting behind you. We can see it
One
a
of
little
them.
bit.
Just one of them.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later. There are different models and all sorts of stuff.
Okay, let me say, for those of you who are trying to grasp what we're talking about, I want you to imagine when you were a little kid, did you have a big wheel?
I did not.
You didn't have anything when
I
you were a kid.
know.
The big wheel. It's one of those, you sit on it, you sit back in your chair, you
And
grab
it has
the
big
handlebars,
wheels.
and it's got two little pedals attached to a plastic wheel, and you would pedal so much that the wheel would roll, it would rub down, it would wear down, and eventually it would break in half, and then you'd have like two little circular plastic
You really do want to
discs.
go to horror story mode, don't you?
Yeah. Anyway, big wheels were awesome no matter how bad they sucked. And I think, Mike, you agree with me on this point. Am I right?
Absolutely. They were a fixture in many childhoods, and they bring back tons of great memories. And that was something we were aiming to recreate with the adult version that we created here at Urbantrike.
So you launched a Kickstarter project. Did you just why? Why did you go Kickstarter and
Where did the idea come from?
One at a time.
Yeah, well, so how about I'll start with where the idea came from. It was
Oh, so you choose him over me.
Of course.
I think it fits better to understand where it came from and then how we got to this point. But really, about I guess it all started really when I turned 30. That was about 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago. I didn't have a birthday. It's kind of 30 is a big mainstay of birthdays, and my wife didn't have a birthday. So I basically shamed her for the next 5 years, complaining about not having a birthday, and bragging about how the best birthday ever was my 5th birthday, where we all dressed up as superheroes, and we had a magician, we had all sorts of crazy fun stuff. Fast forward to 35, she got sick of hearing me talk about this stuff, so she decided to throw a party. She threw an epic superhero party that crushed my 5th birthday.
Nice.
Part of that was bringing back some of the great things. And since clown magicians are creepy, and there are no bounce houses that are strong enough to handle a 200-pound drunken wrestling match between 5 people, we were able to settle on some tricycles. And these things were really kind of, they were poorly made, very basic, but they were a ton of fun. She rented 3 of them. It was a complete surprise. They showed up. The next thing you know, you had all sorts of people dressed as superheroes riding around on tricycles.
That's awesome.
Were you playing like games where you like drink and then try and make laps around something and everybody would crash and fall over?
There were Revenge of the Nerds style races.
Yeah.
There were straight drag races that we had. There were jousting matches. There was all sorts of things that we did with these tricycles. And what we realized is they were just rentals, and we had to return them the very next day. And so when we took them back, we asked, well, where can we get them? And there was nowhere to get them. We went online and looked for them, and there was nothing. So we decided, well, I'm gonna make my own. So we pulled together some spare parts I had a buddy weld them together, and we built our very first one, two actually. And we decided we would just ride them to dinners and to bars and things like that. The next thing we know, out of these really basic looking three-wheelers, we got all sorts of people asking us about them. Where could they get one? They wanted to buy one. So I said, well, maybe we should try making these things a legitimate business. So we started doing some research. We started designing some different parts and making these things a little more reasonable. The problem with the big plastic big wheels of old, they were designed for 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
So they can't really handle the weight limit of a 200-pound guy with a 125-pound girl on the back riding on the rear axle. They're just not made for that. So we decided to add some structural integrity there. Freewheel. We needed something that spin freely as we were cruising if you wanted to go downhill. But also we wanted something that looked cool. Somebody riding around a plastic big wheel today would look kind of a little bit goofy, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we wanted something that was fun, brought back your childhood, and looked cool and was functional. And that's how we came up with this design. And really, what you're looking at back here, this is after iterations and iterations, probably about a year and a half of development to get it to this point.
Wow.
Well,
so that
us-
is dedication.
Would you sit on it for us, show us how it fits and all that good stuff? Also, it looks like you got a big cushy seat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll walk you through some of the features here. So you've got a big cushy vinyl seat. It's 18 inches wide. It's not like a bike seat, so you can lean back and really relax and enjoy a little bit of cruising. You've got aluminum alloy rear tires. These things make it look like a dragster or a roadster.
Those are awesome.
Inspired by our lead engineer, Richard Shelley. He designed the Urbantrike here. And so this is kind of a homage to his race car days. He's a race car designer.
Nice.
We also have this free spin hub here, so you can see it. It allows you to spin freely as you're pedaling, and you can just cruise. And then the second thing it has, which is a new change that we added to it. You just turn it around here.
Oh, you're going to show us how it comes apart?
So I don't know if you guys can see this, but
It looks so
The rear
cool from that
axle.
direction.
It does.
the rear axle removes here, so it comes apart. And with just a few changes and a few Allen wrenches, you can really you can fit this in just about any size of a car. So it's
So especially if you have like an
allows somebody
SUV
with
or
a
something.
sedan or just a four-door to throw this thing in the trunk and take it down to the beach.
All right, so very important question from the chat room, actually.
Uh-huh.
Classic Mac Kevin asks, given the process, the birthday party and everything that started the idea, does it come with beer holders?
Yeah, it does have a cup holder.
Oh, I think I lost you on that last thing. Can you repeat that question?
Does it come with cup holders for your beer?
Cup holders for your beer.
I think he's gonna engineer. No, he really does have one. Oh, there it is, right there.
Nice.
Awesome.
I did not expect
it can fit the
it.
largest of solo cups in here at any time.
Nice.
That is cool.
Okay, now I have another question. You mentioned that the pedals on the front wheel are, free spinning like a 10-speed would be or something. So you can stop pedaling. Unlike a big wheel, which if you were going down a hill, the only way to do that was to just take your feet off the pedals and they would just fling around and then you try and stop them.
So it was all based on gravity.
It was brutal.
Nice.
But one thing the big wheel did have was it had an I can't say it, OS handle. You pull that handle up and you'd spin around. Remember that? Can you put one of those on one of these bad boys?
Like a suicide brake kind of thing.
Yes, we need a suicide brake.
So we have some of those things in development. Right now, the brake is on the front wheel, and the rear wheels just spin freely. So what that allows you to do is cruise a lot easier. I mean, these things look pretty big, but they ride around incredibly smooth. So
I don't think I heard you tell us
the rear
that.
brake for fishtailing and all that kind of stuff, that's still in development.
Okay.
But
So how fast can it go?
how fast can you pedal?
Well, how fast have you tried it, I guess?
So these things are somewhere between probably walking and running. So depending on how fast you can ride or you can pedal, these things are fixed gear. There's a single gear on them. We are working on future models that have an internal automatic shifter hub, so it goes up to 3 speeds. But right now they'll go up to around 10 to 12 miles per hour, which, funny enough, is a legal goal to stay under if you're driving while you have a little bit of intoxication going on.
Oh,
if you go less than 20, then you can't get busted for like riding while intoxicated kind of thing.
Well, it depends on your city and state laws.
Yeah.
But in Arizona or Maricopa County, if you're going under 12, if you're on a vehicle that goes under 12 miles per hour, there isn't a DUI law for that.
Oh,
now,
I see.
on a bicycle you get nabbed, but
They could probably get you for public intoxication or
yeah.
something probably, but
they could if you're walking around acting like a fool and hammered, then I think
Yeah.
a trike's not going to save you from that.
okay,
That is very cool.
let's get back for a second. Which one? Because I know you have multiple designs for these trikes. Which one are you on currently?
This one on here is our most popular model. This is the Atticus. This is the one that's got the large wheels in the back. It's got the free spin hub on the front. All of our trikes come with free spin hub, handlebar options, and a comfy vinyl seat. The Atticus comes with the chrome alloy rear wheels, and the Adericus was originally a one-off that was based on the Atticus model, where we put dually rear wheels on the back of it. It's a little less practical, but if you want something that's going to turn everybody's head, I guarantee you no one's seen anything like that.
Yeah, well, no one's seen anything like any of these, but that is, I saw it on the Kickstarter video. It's very just impressive looking. It makes an entrance.
And people are very fascinated with it from the Kickstarter video, and just the reactions are kind of like, yay, just happy-go-lucky, back to being a kid again. And I want it since I never had one as a kid, for sure. So now you're fully funded on the Kickstarter project. You have met your goal, so people who have participated will definitely be getting it. You guys needed about $38,000, is that correct?
Yeah, so the Kickstarter campaign was really, Kickstarter is a great marketing and platform for getting the idea out to different folks. And one of the reasons why we chose to do a Kickstarter campaign is this is a very new product. It's new to the market. It's hard to get the word out there. People don't naturally. This is not like a tent or a regular bicycle. People don't know this thing exists. And so by going through Kickstarter, you can really get an understanding of how much interest is there in a product like this. Is this meeting the needs of different customers? I mean, Kickstarter has been just outstanding for us. The support has been great. People are contributing their money, but more than that, they're contributing their ideas. And they're giving us ideas for our future products. We actually had somebody from the UK who wants to design the very next model of Urbantrike. So that's going to be a project that we're going to be working on over the next 6 months. And it's going to be just an incredible amount of fun. And I can't wait to see what kind of ideas he comes up with. And when we put all of our mad scientist heads together, what the future is going to look like.
That's very
Now,
cool. You have a good product when the community is involving themselves in it.
That's true. Now let me ask you a question about that, because I know that you had one of the options on your Kickstarter was like a $5,000 level where you get to help design it and get it named after you. Is that what you're talking about? Did somebody take you up on that?
Yes. Yeah, they were really excied about it.
And were you only offering
some
one?
Conversation around what it's going to look like. I'm not going to steal any thunder, but maybe as things progress, they'd be interested in coming back on Geek Beat and doing an interview themselves on their ideas behind it and how they wanted to develop this thing. He's got some great ideas, and he's a real creative person.
Cool.
Very cool.
Now, did you only offer that to one person, or could somebody else still come and pledge at that level
don't you?
and get another trike, designed with you guys?
No, well, we only offered it to one. It's a very involved process in between getting the trikes out, the existing urban trikes out to all of our backers. and then doing this design for the special person. I think that's kind of limiting our overall time. And really bringing these products to market is a very complex and time-consuming task. So
it is. And that's something a lot of people that are going on Kickstarter to talk about their ideas don't realize, and it's one of the reasons that people tend to deliver late on Kickstarter projects. And I mean, they go through these entire processes and they have no idea what it's going to entail. It sounds like you guys have already pre-done most of that work by going through a year and a half worth of innovations and changing the formats and making new models and all of that. So I congratulate you on that. So I think that people who do fund it will kind of expect to have a lot of that just behind them.
Yeah. Now it's just a matter of going into production on the units that are already developed and just delivering on them.
Yeah. So I have to point out, so John actually has a Kickstarter project out there as well. You did everything wrong.
Oh, of course.
Like when you put a Kickstarter project out there, you're supposed to put out a very good produced video that makes you laugh.
Hang on.
Which you did.
Everything you did, Mike, that was all right. You've got like a nice video. You've got products that have been, proven and developed and tested and all. I didn't do any of that. None of that.
No, but I mean, it worked. It got funded.
We already got 200%. We still got a couple weeks left.
But it's very interesting to see the two, completely different projects hand in hand. I was wondering if you can kind of provide people with some of the tips that you've learned through the process.
Yeah, well, so I'll give you guys some feedback on all of the things that we have. Probably the most important thing is to make a very big early splash, and to do that you need a lot of press. We were fortunate, first, we were really late to the game on getting press. We probably didn't start pulling press together until about 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time. You probably need to start about 6 months. Kickstarter is not one of these things that you say, hey, I think I want to start a Kickstarter project, and then you grab your iPhone, you record a 5-minute video, you talking about it, and then post it up there.
I did.
Sounds familiar.
And to be quite honest, we had planned to do a Kickstarter video from about a year ago, but we hadn't had the right product design that we were ready to bring to and show everyone. So we started a little late on doing this. So that was probably something we should have done earlier. Another piece is the price of the pledges, and when do your backers actually get products? And ours, unfortunately, the lowest tier that we have is $400, $395, before anybody actually gets any of our products or an Urbantrike, and that's pretty pricey for a project. Most people are looking for something around $100 or less.
Yeah.
So you typically get less backers, and it's at $400. You're taking a risk when you back anything on Kickstarter for them not delivering. And so for some folks, that's a risk that they're not willing to take. So I think having a lower priced or a product that has just that we can deliver to a pledge amount of a much lower would have made this even more successful. So those are the things that I think we've learned not to do. The things that we have learned that really helped. The first thing we did is we went to all the local folks that had successful Kickstarter campaigns, and we shot them an email and a note, and I took them to lunch. Danielle and I did, and we just pinged. We asked them all sorts of questions. What can we do? What are the different things that we should avoid? And they really gave us a lot of feedback. We had tons of feedback from different people on it, so that was helpful. Another one was as far as press goes, even though we started late, we were able to just mass paper a bunch of different folks. And I wouldn't say we mass papered. We probably had 150 people we contacted, and each person we contacted, we did a personal contact. We didn't just shoot a mass BCC to 150 different people. And those, we were fortunate to get folks like Gizmodo and Trend Hunter to pick us up early. And that really contributed a lot to getting some success and getting people to see our project.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, let me just comment on that, Mike, because
I was going to too.
Yeah, I know we both are thinking the exact same thing. But for anyone who is wanting to get the press engaged, And whether it's a Kickstarter project or any other kind of product you're putting out, this particular point that Mike just mentioned is so important because we get every day dozens of blanket emails from PR agencies, and it's just, you know, like you said, BCC'd, and it's a form letter, and we ignore. I mean, I skim them.
Yeah,
but
we pay attention because that's our job to find the stuff that's out there.
But I'll be the first to admit I make very quick snap judgments. I will look at a lot of things and be like, I've seen that before, doesn't look interesting, don't want to cover it, and I just hit archive, 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 and delete sometimes.
But when someone comes out and starts their conversation out with, hey, I've been watching the show for a long time. I love your show, blah, blah, blah.
Call you out by name to start with and all that.
And then that's, then they talk about what the project is or the product. It makes a huge difference. It's just
and they keep it short. Keep it short.
Yes, keeping it short is key.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Yeah, so those are the things that I thought really helped out and made things successful for us. And our main goal with Kickstarter is not just to raise money, but to raise awareness and to really validate this this product. Is this something that people want? If we can raise funds and people are going to back us based on the look and the way this product works, that I think there's something to be said that hey, this is something that people do want, and so that really helped. And I forgot. The most important thing for us was the video. I would not put a Kickstarter campaign together without a really solid, well put together video that shows your product and draws your audience in. It should be short, it should be to the point, it should showcase your product, it should showcase you, and it should showcase how you came up with this idea. And I was incredibly fortunate to call in a family favor. My sister and her boyfriend, who have a production studio, came and put this entire video together for us. They flew out to our home in Arizona. We pulled together a bunch of folks. They called in a bunch of favors to get all the equipment, and they shot just an incredibly well done video. And that's Motion Blur New York. They're the group that put this together for us.
Awesome.
They did a fantastic job.
It is a great video.
And it's humorous, but at the same time serious enough to get all the points across and all of that.
And the actual production quality was very high. It's very professional. Coming from people who produce videos, we loved it. 2 thumbs up on that. Before we let you go, though, we have a few questions that the chat room has been feeding to us. So let's just burn through these real quick.
Chris Jennings has been begging to know since the moment we said that we were going to be talking to you. Is it going to come with lasers?
Lasers?
Yes.
Nice.
He wants lasers on his Urbantrike.
We can add lasers to your Urbantrike.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, we just add $100,000 to your pledge amount, and we will get you full function lasers.
I like the way this man thinks. The answer is always yes.
Just a matter of cost.
Okay. What are they available? Where are they? Where will you ship them to? Only the U.S., U.S. and Canada. Where can people buy them?
We are shipping to everywhere on the planet. So we have opened it up to anywhere. We have a bunch of product going to Australia, going to the U.K., some going to Singapore.
Wow.
A bunch going to Canada, a few going to South America, and then probably about 33% of them are going to the U.S. So it's been really spread out. And we knew that was going to happen. We have a bunch of fans in Australia. Like I said, we had kind of a soft launch for the last year. We're getting feedback from folks. That's how Duck Dynasty and Car and Driver magazine found us. And we've slowly been putting these things together. And what you're looking at here, this is the first production run of our Urbantrikes. And thanks to Kickstarter, we're going to make that happen.
Awesome. Okay, are they handmade?
Yeah, so yes, they are all handmade, hand welded. The trikes that you're looking in here, these are all handmade in our shop. We're getting the frames built for the Atticus done overseas, but those will be hand welded as well. We have one of the top mountain bike companies out there that have agreed to partner up with us and build these frames for us. And just the frames are being built and shipped back overseas. All of the assembly and all of the packaging is being done in the United States. So we assume that this business will probably create about 5 to 10 jobs in Arizona.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Love it. Okay, and last question. I'm kind of combining a couple here, but can you put lights on it, and what other kind of customization options or things have you seen? I'm guessing just about anything you could strap on a bicycle you could put on one of these?
Seems like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of options for add-ons, and we're going to be releasing next week, with the last week of our Kickstarter campaign, we're going to release a bunch of add-ons and upgrades that you can add to your tricycles. We're going to have release additional colors. We're going to release additional wheel types, as well as handlebar types and accessories that you can put on there. We have LED headlights and tail lights so that you can take these things out at night. If any bar worth going to, you're going to have to probably head out around 8 or 9 o'clock to go and enjoy it. So, one other thing that Danielle wanted me to make sure I let you guys know is, we are in the production process already. We're shipping these things by Christmas. That's one of the main targets that we knew people wanted. There's nothing like blowing your husband or your wife's mind when they open up a package and they see an adult big wheel inside.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I expect that there will be a lot of happy people this Christmas.
That's right.
Happy adults, at least.
Okay, well, Mike, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. You guys, you can head on over to urbantrike.com and you can see more about it. You can see some, pictures and videos and things, and just follow the link right through to the Kickstarter project. Grab one for yourself. What I am trying to figure out
is when you can get it. Well, you already know when you can get it.
No, I know when I can get it. What I'm trying to figure out is, how do I strap a motor on one of those?
Oh,
because I would
with the motor again.
you got to have a motor on everything.
Mike, he's already putting motors on kayaks that don't belong there.
Hey,
all sorts of things.
Outboard motor on kayaks.
It's awesome. Okay, it works great. So, anyway, that's it for this episode, guys.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Thanks, guys.